Hello, welcome to Trisha's Cards and Crafts and Fun-Filled Friday. And today I'm going to make a card that I saw on made by Jay from, oh no it wasn't, it was Barry from Mitosu Crafts. They've got videos and lots of different things out on YouTube and on Facebook. So he made a box fold card, and I've used the same dimensions to make this one, and because it opens out like that to make a box and it folds back together. So I've made this one. This was my prototype, and I've realized that on the inside these tabs show. So what he didn't actually put anything on the sides, so you didn't notice that, but I wanted to add the bits on the sides as well, and these flaps take away from that. So what I'll do for the next one is I'm going to make the put the paper on afterwards, hopefully, over the top of the tabs so that they don't show up so much. So that's what I've made so far, and it's also decorated on the back as well, so there's somewhere to write on the back. I'm going to do the similar sort of thing, but I'm going to make it into a birthday card this time, and the one I'm making is going to be slightly different to this. I'm going to change the dimensions because I don't want necessarily this box to be as deep as this one. This one is 1.5 inches on the sides and these two pieces, but I'm going to change it to take out 1/4 inch all the way around here. So the length is going to be 1/2 inch longer, but the width will stay the same. So the inside part and the sides, the two front flaps, will be the same size, but these two pieces will be, and this all will be one, and instead of 1.5, it'll be 1 1/4. So I've just taken out that so that it'll make it an extra 1/2 inch longer. Okay, hopefully it will make sense. Because you haven't seen the dimensions for this one, it won't make much sense now, but it will make hopefully more sense when you see the other one. This one will fit in a normal C6 envelope, but as you can see, there's extra space top and bottom, so that's why I thought, well, why don't I try and make it so that it's a bit longer. Now the reason I can't make it any longer without changing the width of these pieces is because it's the same width as a piece of A4, it's just shorter. This one was 10 inches because of the extra 1/2 inch. This one I'm using a piece that is 8 1/4 by 9 1/2. So as we'll go through it, it'll hopefully explain itself. So this is my prototype, if you want to put it that way. So this is the one I've already made, and the one I'm going to make now is going to be slightly different. Hopefully it'll all work out. I've cut all the pieces ready. I've got some scrap here to cut out the pieces that I want. As I said, I'm going to make this one into a birthday card rather than an anniversary card, as that one was. And this piece is the base. I've got 2 pieces that will go on the front, and these are cut to 1 7/8 by 5 5/8, and the 2 pieces of DSP are 1 3/4 by 5 1/2. So those are the 2 pieces that go on the front flaps. So on the inside, I've got a piece of white card that is 2 3/4 by 5 1/2, and then I've got 2 pieces for the sides that are 1 inch by, the white is 1 inch by 5 1/2, and the DSP is 7/8 of an inch by 5 3/8. That's it. And then I've got a piece for the back, which is 2 3/4 by 5 1/2. So that's all. Those are all of the pieces that I need for that. And then I've got the scraps to be able to cut my embellishment in decorations out from, and where the sentiments are going to go. So I also need an extra piece of white scrap for the sentiments. Okay, so I'm going to put a sentiment the same on the front, and I'm using the same shapes, so I'm not going to change that out. I'm using the same sentiment in the middle, so that's fine for a birthday or an anniversary. And then I'm putting happy birthday across the back. I've got this happy birthday stamp, which will just about fit. I just thought it was nice with these lines, and these are coming out at the beginning of, well, March today, so the beginning of March, which is today, and they're online exclusives, and it's from a set called Sweetly Scripted, and it's got all of these different messages, sentiments, and it's got all these lines, which I thought would be nice to fit in with the way I did the other card. So these are available from today, Sweetly Scripted. So I've just used that one, and they are cling stamp sets. I'm going to use, possibly if I need it, this decoration to go on the back and on the envelope, which is from the Lifetime of Love. Now the paper that I'm using, this is Pretty Peacock. I think, yeah, this is Pretty Peacock as well. And the DSP that I am using today is called, if I can find it, 2 seconds. I seem to have lost it again. Oh, this is good. Right, where's it gone? It's called, yeah, it's called Forever Love. It's 12 by 12 specialty designer series paper. They've got Moody Mauve, Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, and very vanilla colours inside here. I was going to use the Moody Mauve, but there's not, the pattern that's on it is quite big, so I decided not to do that. So I'm using the this one and this one. So these are going to go on the inside, and this is going to go on the outside. So those are the two patterns that I chose to use from that. And this is the set that goes with that. There's also a die set. I'm not using the dies either. Just anyway, I'm not. And I'm not using any of the other sentiments or anything for this. This is more of for like maybe a wedding day and things like that, but I'm not doing that now. This is a birthday card. And the other sentiment is wishing you so much joy in this special day, and that's from the Everyday Details set. The die set I'm using, these two come from, are, I think, let me just check, I think they're these, yes, the Thoughtful Expressions dies, and they come with a stamp set as well, which I thought I had to hand, but maybe I don't. It's not. Here it is, down here. There's the die set that goes with that, but I'm not using those sentiments or anything off those. I'm just using the dies from this set for today. So, but those are so that will cut out the bird, you've got the flower, you've got leaves, and you've got all the different ones. So I'm using the smallest ones of these, this shape die, and I'm using the second and third smallest from this shape die. There we go. So those are all the bits and pieces that I'm using for this. They actually fitted the stamps and things that I used on the other card, so I just thought I'd carry on and use those again. So you've got your base piece, which is 9.5 by 8.25, which is the full width of the of the piece of A4, but it's cut down to 9.5 inches. I've suddenly got a tickle. Right, now we need to score this piece at, I'll put that down a second, 2 inches. Okay. Oh, and now I've lost my scoring blade off here, so I'm going to have to just use a scoring tool that I've got here. So I'm going to use that there at 2 inches, and then at 3¼ inches, and 6¼ This is now, I'll need this. So 6¼ is there, and 7.5 there. Okay, I could use, if you've got a scoring board, you can use a scoring board, but I've done that now. And then I also want to score it. I could do this by just doing it on each side. So I'm doing it at 1¼ so I can do it this way or the other way. So 1¼ and what you can do, this is on the long side now, or the short side is at the top. No, it's not. Yes, it is. The short side is at the top. So I'm going to go all the way down at 1¼ and then I can either turn it round or I can go across to 7 inches. Yes, because it's 8¼ so I can push this out and go to 7 inches there, which leaves me with 1¼ over here. Should do. There we go. Now the only other thing I need to do, I can put that away now, is I want to make a little mark with a pencil so I want to put this to 1.5, and I want to make sure that's straight, 1.5, and I'm going to make a little mark right at the top there, and right, so one there and one right down the bottom here, so it's in the middle, so it's in the middle there and in the middle there. And I'm going to again use my scoring tool, don't need a pencil for the moment. I'm going to go from the corner there to that mark, so the corner there to that mark there, and I'm scoring there, and again from the corner here to that mark again, oops, there we go, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other end, so to that mark, corner to that mark there, and you want to get it as exact as you can, especially here, otherwise you'll find that doesn't quite work exactly right. So let me get that, make sure that's definitely on that mark there. There we go. All right, now what we're going to do now is we're going to cut away all of these sections and just a little bit of that one there, and then we're also going to mitre those in for each of the 4 corners, so doing the same thing on each of them. So I'm going to use my snips for this. I'm cutting these away, so this one here, and I'm going from, I don't know whether you can see, I'm going to go right on the score line all the way up to where I came to that corner there, and then I'm going to cut across there like that, and then I'm just going to miter that in on each side there, like that. Just cuts down on a bit of the bulk. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, cutting all the way to that corner there, cutting off maybe a quarter of it. You could possibly cut a bit more, but not necessary. And that into there, and then the same thing now down here, all the way to that corner. Cut that little piece extra off, and then miter into the corner there, and on this side. There we go. Then the last one up here, and cut that piece off, and then miter and miter. So those are all the pieces that I've got left. That's the shape that you want to be left with. Okay, so now we can score all these. Put these out of the way for now. Whoops, wrong place. And I need my bone folder. Here we go. So that one is going to go in, and this one is going to go out. So that one's in and out, and this one's going to be in, and this one's going to be out. Now I realise why. Never mind, it's okay. I made a mistake. I miscalculated because they were 1.25 inches, because they would then meet in the middle. So what I should have done is made this one longer and added the 1/2 inch. No, I couldn't. So that's what, this is not going to meet in the middle like this one did. There's going to be a gap, which is a shame, but never mind. It'll still work as a box anyway. We'll be able to open it out. Right, this one's going to come down. Whoops. That's going to go in like that, and that in there like that. And then this one actually is going to come up like that. This doesn't work either. So that needs to be, didn't quite get the angle right now because I've changed the dimension. So this is, we will make it work, but it's not going to be as right as it should be. Oh dear, dear. Right, I should have made one with these dimensions first, and I didn't, did I? So I need that, actually, if I just bring this down so that it's straight, that's okay. But I will need to snip this away here. There, and that should have been snipped away as well. There we go. So they will still be folded away inside there, but you will see that, unfortunately. Anyway, I will put the dimensions for the other card in so that we can make, I will perhaps try and do this differently again, but so we need that to come back and that to come back, and then this I want to be straight across there. Well, this one works. Why does this one work and the other one didn't? And that one to there. There we go. Because I've changed the angle there, which I have done there as well. So when you close them, I'm going to have to be careful when we stick them down. Anyway, this means it might not fit in the envelope either. It won't. So we'll have to make these small too. Right. Forget that. Hang on a second. I'll be back in a moment. Right. I've changed everything now. I've got everything to the same stage that I was at before, but I've changed the dimensions slightly. What I've done, I've decreased the space here. The rest of it is all the same. So the length of the piece of paper is different. So instead of being 8 1/4 by 9 1/2, it's 8 1/4 by 9. You score it at 2 inches, 3 1/4, 5 3/4, and 7, and then 1 1/4 on each side. You score this one at 1 1/4 on each end in the middle, and then you take those to the edges as well. So the same thing, and the same way of folding them. So now when you fold this across, this now meets in the middle, and it will fit in an envelope, a C6 envelope. Yay! There is a bit of a gap here, but that's more to do with my folding than anything else, and possibly my scoring. But there's the only thing that I've had to change is this width of this piece here. So I've made this now, this distance is 2 1/2. So I've kept my piece of white card to 2 3/8 by 5 1/2, and this one is 2 1/4 by 5 3/8. So that's the only piece that I've had to change, and the piece that goes on the back, which is now, will fit in the middle there. So I made that one, I think, 2 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so that piece is now just narrower, but all the rest of the pieces are the same. So we've got to the same stage now. I will probably I think try this one again and make some changes again. So not changes, but I will write the dimensions down differently. So this is the bit that's going to go in the middle. We'll put the pieces on now before we decorate it, except for these two pieces here, which I will then add after I've put the sides on, because that way otherwise I will have these pieces showing and I don't want them showing. So I'm going to stick those over the top of that. So I'm going to do the back and the two sides. So we'll get to do these next. So let's decorate quickly, because I've taken up a lot of time doing this. Right, so hopefully I'm not rushing, but this is my piece. All I did was trim down this piece on the sides until I got it to the right piece, the right size, and I just cut another piece. I just cut the piece of white down as well, so that one's going to go on the back there. I am not going to put much in the way of there's going to be quite a lot of layers on here, so I'm not going to put any extra dimension in the middle. There we go. So that one I've got on my fingers, which is not very helpful. There we go. Just need my adhesive rubber again. Here we go. Let's get these bits off, hopefully without taking any of the foiling off. And was this? There's a little bit down here as well. There we go. There we are. Right, and then my pieces for the front, 2-inch pieces. These are going to go on each side there. I should have probably said the papers and the dies, not these dies, but there are dies to go with it. The stamp set, the Forever Love suite, they also come with some ribbon and some adhesive dots, which I might put on the outside in a moment when I get that far. So that's going to go on there. Whoops. So that bit is going to go here, and there will be a small border around the outside there, and the same thing on this side. Sorry about this, but it didn't work the way I wanted it to. I didn't think about it enough. So now it will work. So this one, stick this down and put this on to the other front piece. There we go. I will put my back piece on last, so that's fine. Let's put this down a little bit if I can. It doesn't want to go. Right, that's fine. So that's as far as I can go for now until I stick these down. So I'm going to put glue just on these flaps here, these 4 flaps, but I don't want the glue to come over at all, so I've got to be careful. Don't go too close to the edges because I don't want them to the glue to come onto any of the other parts. So here we go. Hopefully not too much glue, we'll see soon enough. And this piece here. Oops, and I've got some in it, which I have to take off straight away. Right, so we put that down, and then we're going to hold those down and fold this flap over and push it down, hold it down. And I've got some glue there. And then the same thing on this side. Hold those down a little bit and push this one in as well, and just turn it over and hold those down. There we go. Because we need those to hold nicely. Let me just see. Yeah, there we go. So that's my box. Don't think I've got any. There we go. So that's the box shape now. Okay, I'm going to put the other 2 pieces now on the insides. 1 and 2. There we go. So, and they're going to go over the top of these 2 flaps that are there. On each side. Whoops. That's going to go onto the piece of white card, like that. And this one onto this one. There we go. Put that on there like that. And then this one is going to go onto the inside. So put one on this side. Oops. Got glue down there, which I don't really want to happen. Just hold that down. So what I can do is use my bone folder just to push that down. Hold that down there. Might have to do something to take the sticky off there, and then this one will go on the other side. Sorry, I'm not doing this. There we go. So, hopefully the leaves will be facing in the right direction, and I'm just going to push these into place. We've got to see that is now in the right place, and I'm just going to use my bone folder to push it, to burnish it, so that it stays nice and flat. So now we have the sides in place as well. Obviously I'm not going to do the top, otherwise it won't close. It's bulky enough now as it is. What I could do is I could put a belly band around it, but I'm not going to do that. So now we can do our decorations. Okay, so we've got, hopefully you can see all of that now. So that is our box card made. Now all we need to do is decorate it. So we've got a piece of white card here, and I've got my Just For You, which is going to go in the middle of that one, and my Wishing You So Much Joy on This Special Day in there. And then I've got my piece for the back, which is not that piece. That piece. That's too wide. What have I done with that? Got too many pieces flying about now. That's an envelope. Sorry about this. Oh, it'll have to be this one. So, whoops, wrong one. This one. Could have sworn. Oh, it's this one. That's one I can use a spin. Right, that is the piece that's going to go on the back. So that one's going to have the longer. Oh, dear, dear. Right, let's try again. That one, those two on there. Right. Okay, let's. It's a good job I didn't stamp that. Going to use some Pretty Peacock ink. I'm going to put this away a minute before I get glue everywhere. So, use the ink. So we're going to use the Just For You, and that's going to go about there, hopefully. Here we go. And then this one's going to go in the middle of this. There we go. Wishing you so much joy on your special day. And then my happy birthday, get it the right way round, is going to go across here, and it will just about fit. But you're not going to have much of the lines either side. They're on my piece of paper instead. Right, so that's that piece done. I'm going to stamp a little bit, a few of these leaves in the corner down here. That's okay, and a little bit at the top as well. And I'm not worrying about getting ink on there now, it's too late. There. So that's the back piece that will go on the back of my card. I don't need to worry too much. I think I might put some leaves at the bottom here, just to fill in a bit of space, and at the top as well. fine. And I'm not going to do anything else with that because that's plenty. Right, so this is going to have just a little bit of few leaves showing top and bottom. Okay, so now we're just going to put some pieces of tape on here to hold it in place. There. This one. Let's get this straight, hopefully. Another piece. Yeah, I think that's about right. And then these two are going to be off this piece of card. It will just about fit, no, without this one will fit without problem. But the other one needs to be careful with. Don't want this one moving. Oops, didn't want to come off. And a little piece on this side, just to make sure that doesn't move anyway. Right, so I've finished with my ink. Right, now I need my, get these out of the way. Decorations. There's my machine. My little cutting and box machine. That out of the way. And my plates. Just here. Whoops. There we go. So this one can go through first. That one there. And whoops, that's moved. Take that one off there a second. And this one on here. Make sure this one stays in place. There we go. That over the top. And it go through. There we are. So they're done. This can go away. And second the plates. There we go. Right. So we'll take these off now. One, two. Don't need this piece now. And these. For you. Or just for you. These two pieces on that one. There we go, that can go away. Right, now we can finish putting these two together. So I'm just going to lay these on here. I'm just going to put them flat. I will put this one up on dimensionals, but the rest of them are all going to go just straight down onto the card. So this one, just get that one centered. This one is going to go in the middle. Straight as possible. There we go. So that one's done. Oh no, I need that. Right, we'll put this together now. So I'm going to fold this flat and put it on the back. And I'm going to use some tape rather than wet glue for this. I haven't got my stamp and seal handy at the moment. So this is going to go down flat here. So that's the back of my card now done. I'm going to put this one flat on the inside. So this is going to go down on the inside here. It does show a little bit, but that's going to go over the top there like that, so you won't see that much of it. And this is going to go up on dimensionals. There we go. So make sure it's on this side. It doesn't matter which side it actually goes on. It can go on either side so long as it's only on half of it. And 1, 2, 3. There we go. And put this in the centre. There we go. That's okay. I meant to put it up a little bit higher, but it's fine. So that's the front of my card. I've got these, if I can find them. It's the Pretty Peacock and Pale and Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock foiled gems. I thought these would look nice to use on here, so use a few of these. And we'll put a big one just there, and then a couple of small ones. One there, and another one. Whoops. Yeah, I think. So there we go. That's some decoration on there. As I said, I'm not going to put any on the inside because otherwise it won't fold flat. And there's my card on the back. I'm not going to put anything on there either. Don't think we need any more. So that is my card. I will decorate the envelope with some leaves in a second. Put that there a moment. And an envelope. And I'm going to put some of these leaves on the corner of my card, coming in off the side here. There we go. And then I might just do a couple, one that side and one that side. So that's my envelope decorated too. So there we go. My my box card. So this is the second one. This is the one I've just made for you now. The original one, this is it. So you can see it is quite a bit smaller this lengthwise, but this is exactly the same width. But obviously this one opens out much wider than that one does. Okay, so that's the only difference. So this one is longer and thinner inside, but that comes out a lot more there. And so when you put that one in the envelope, you're going to have a lot more space either end for that one. I did put some paper out so that I could fussy cut some flowers, but to continue to add a bit more decoration, I might just do that afterwards if I've got time. But I was going to maybe put that one at the front, but I actually think they look okay as they are. I don't think I need to add any more to this one. This one I did, but because I didn't have any other, the paper wasn't as decorative as this is. So I think I'm going to leave this one as it is. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the fancy fold. I'm sorry about the change of sort of direction in way. If you want the dimensions of either of them, please let me know and I will sort that out for you. Again, this one here, it needed a piece that was 8 1/4 by 10 inches, and then you scored it at 2, 1 1/2, 2, 3 1/2, 6 1/2, and 8. So that was that way, and then 1 1/2 on each side, on the shorter side. So that's the dimensions for that one. This one was cut to 8 1/4 by 9, so there's still the same width but 9 inches wide, and then you scored it at 2, 3 1/4, 5 3/4 and 7, and then 1 1/4 and 7 on the shorter side. Okay, hopefully that will all be clearer for you now. So the 2 front pieces are 2 inches wide, so you've got your mats to go on top of those. Your inside of this one is 3 inches wide, and that is only 2 1/2 inches wide. So the 2 side pieces here are 1 1/4, whereas these are 1 1/2. So that's the difference there. But other than that, everything, the way you put them together is exactly the same. But this one is obviously a little bit taller, and that one is a bit deeper. So that's the difference. So it's shorter and deeper. That one's less deep but longer. So those are the 2 cards that I've made for you for the fancy fold ones. I hope that's a bit clearer now, as clear as mud. This was the first one that went wrong. So that's trying to use the same dimensions as I did more or less for that one, except I didn't take into consideration the back panel. But as soon as I made the back panel narrower, the rest of it all falls into place. Okay, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you'll come back and see me again next week, and my videos during the week as well. If there's anything that you want to know, you can find them hopefully below. If you've got any questions, please ask me the questions and I will get back to you as soon as I can, either on here through the comments or on Instagram or Facebook, on my Facebook pages, Instagram and Facebook pages. And if you want any of the products, you can find them in my online shop. Not these, because these were made with celebration items, which are now not available. But these are available, and they're in the mini catalogue, and you can find them in my online shop. On my blog that I will post on Sunday or Monday morning, you will be able to find all the links to the items that I've used this week. Obviously, any celebration items I've used this week, you won't be able to have the links for, because they won't be there anymore. Okay. Thanks again for joining me and sticking with me. And I will see you again soon. Bye for now.